Wow, look at my hair. Wow, look at my hair. Wow, let's check this in. Boom. Good morning, people. What are we all saying? It's currently 20 minutes past 7 in the morning. 20th of November, 2023. So, a thing that I've always had on my mind. A thing that I've always had on my mind has been, man, what is this? The thing that's always been on my mind is I've always wanted to start like a breakfast show, like a become more a breakfast show, and basically I sell my, someone's going to take this idea now, so I sell my like a breakfast, like a really healthy breakfast, like healthier than Belvita or any of the big brands right now. And we have them as competition, but then we have a breakfast show that we play every week as well. I don't know, I think that would be awesome. So I thought, well, why don't we get used to like talking long form content with stuff like this? So I'm like, actually, you know what, that's a banging idea. So I bought a converter for my mic, so I can have the mic here, so you can't hear like all of this, like the car and everything, but it doesn't work. iPhone 12, man, I don't know what it is. So I've ordered another one now, so hopefully that's coming tomorrow. But I'm gonna try to do these long form content videos more often, because I drive to work every day, bro, and most of the time I'm just in the car, like either listening to a my windscreen scheme. Either listening to a Chris Williams, Modern Wisdom podcast, or Stephen Butler podcast, or just driving in silence. And so I thought, well, I may as well just practice my talking skills whilst being in the car. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't do something like this. So yeah, man, I'm just gonna see how this goes. I've got nothing planned, but I'm basically just gonna waffle and just practice trying to be more authentic, because that's something that I really struggle with. And just, especially in front of the camera, like on my main channel, something that I really struggle with is just trying to be more authentic and be more like myself, because you have a script to follow and you want to get these points across, but you also want to be authentic, and you're trying to mix all of them together, and it ain't an easy task, you know. It's not an easy task at all. But yeah, so I've been practicing with stuff like that. I think it's, I don't want to say it's silly, but I don't agree with listening to music in the car, especially when you're driving to work, because in the morning, when your brain is literally starting to wake up, you're exposing yourself to all of this dopamine. Like, driving in a car gives your brain enough dopamine, and now you've got music on top of that. Music that gives you like these certain feelings and these certain emotions, which can literally impact the trajectory of your day if it's if it's like a sad song that you're listening to, and you're listening to it in the car, and you're releasing all of this dopamine. But the way dopamine works is you have the spike in dopamine, and then there's an equal equation to it. So however much you increase, you're gonna decrease below baseline by that much as well. And so it's a balance, basically, from my understanding. And so imagine yourself now, you're in the car and you're listening to music, and you have that massive dopamine increase, but then, oh wait, you get to work and you can't focus. Well, I wonder why you can't focus, because you just had the dopamine below baseline. And so what you're doing then, you're literally comparing your dopamine state whilst you're working compared to the dopamine state when you were listening to music. And and there's a complete mismatch. There's such a complete mismatch. So you're depriving all of your brain from dopamine, and we use dopamine to like work efficiently throughout the day. But you can't work efficiently throughout the day because you've just wasted it all listening to music in the car. I just think it's silly. And I think driving in silence is much better because you get to understand what your headspace is like. You get to understand what you're thinking, what type of thoughts you're having. You get to understand what is making you feel good or make you feel bad, you know? Yeah, so I don't think people should be listening to music in the car. But that's my opinion. That is just my opinion. Yeah. And the other reason I want to start doing this as well is because self-improvement, the journey of the self-improvement journey, especially when like for me right now, I've got work, I've got uni, I've got YouTube, and then I also do training as well. So I'm busy, you know, and I really want to make YouTube. I just want to grow the channel at the moment. That's like my priority. And so there isn't often that you get to spend time with other people and other mates, and you know, you don't do the drinking or the partying or stuff like that because you think it's a bit like, I don't know, not silly. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion and whatever, obviously, but I don't know, it's just not my thing, so I don't do that either. So I'm in this very strange position where I don't have an abundance of mates, and I don't think that's a bad thing either, but I've got like a small knit of close friends, one of them being Tom in the Sky, shout out to Tom. But yeah, these close knit of friends, but it can get very lonely, you know. Self-improvement journey can get very lonely, especially like now, because not many people relate to you. You go, oh, I want to start a business, I want to start a YouTube channel, or I want to grow this or do this, and people are like, just enjoy your life, bro, you're young, just enjoy. Like, they just don't get it. So in work, I don't really tell people about my channel because they probably just wouldn't get it. And also it's like I don't know, it's a bit awkward. It's a bit awkward because then the word will spread, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bitch. So yeah. Yes, it's definitely a lonely journey, and it's nice to talk to a camera or talk to yourself or talk to someone, because otherwise you won't have many people to talk to that understand you, you know? Yeah. I always say this to myself, but I am my greatest friend and my worst enemy to myself, because I do all these actions for future bent, for me to be grateful, but then also I hold him to such a high level of accountability that yeah, it can be stressful. So yeah. Yeah, man, how are you feeling today? You feeling good? I knew this this first episode, I don't know how many I'm gonna do, but this first episode, I knew it wasn't gonna be brilliant, but I want to work up to it. Like, imagine I'd done one like every single day driving to work, and I just practiced talking to the camera. I just think, like, you know, even for like if we just done it for a month straight, the improvement in that month would be insane. Would be absolutely insane. So this morning I woke up at 6. My alarm clock went off and I got up. I have a behavior checklist that I like try to live by. So it has, you know, no fap, gratitude journaling, cold showers, breath work / meditation, waking up on time, eating my eggs, that sort of thing, right? And one of the biggest ones for me was waking up on time, because there's no way I can tell myself that I'm gonna get 100k subscribers if I'm not waking up early enough. It's like going back to the most fundamental, the most basic ideas of like possible. And it's okay, it's like, it's these small things that the average people are not doing, especially on the weekends. It's like keeping to your diet. Like, that is such a basic thing, keeping to your diet. Just don't eat chocolate or sweets or caffeine but when it comes to the weekend, like yesterday it was Sunday and I had a coffee. Like, it happens, doesn't it? You break your sort of your cycle and your rhythm. But that is where everyone falls short. So if you were able to not fail on the weekends, you would be so much further than the competition. Not that the competition is that high in the first place, you know. I do think that I will be I do think I will be dominating the YouTube scene in the next few years. I just can't see how people are, like, I'm so routined, I'm so structured, I'm so focused on it. I just do not see how anyone can beat me. I just don't see it, because I'm waking up and it literally, like, my whole life is surrounded of how do I improve on YouTube. Every 5 minutes that I have spare in work, I'm doing a YouTube script. Like, I'm training in my house now, so I'm not training in the gym, so I have more mental bandwidth. So I'm not always thinking about, oh, who's that person? Why is she looking at me? Oh, she's cute. I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm literally training outside in the garden with my dad, which is pretty cool. And I don't have any of these stupid irrational thoughts. Also, I don't have to travel and work and back. Also, I don't have to care about what I'm wearing. Like, all of these factors I've all like minimized so I can invest more focus into YouTube. I just don't see how someone like Life of Reza or Colt, I just don't see they're doing that. I think in the long run, I'm the future of YouTube. I do. We'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens in it. But I that's what I just think for myself. I think I'm really gonna develop, and the reality is, man, if I just do not stop, and I won't, because I enjoy it, and it's that saying, isn't it? Like, what feels like play to you, that's work for others. I woke up at 6 today, and it's 7 now. For an hour, I basically done YouTube editing. For an hour of like fully deep work focus. Like, how many hours does the average person work? You know? Because they're driving, they wake up late, they're sleep deprived, they have a coffee like the first 5 minutes in the morning, they get in the car, they listen to music on the way to work. Like, it's just like, how can I lose to that? There's no way I can lose to that. So yeah, man, I'm focused. I'm focused 100%. I just don't see how I lose on a long enough time frame. I just don't see it. Every day's a mission for me, man. Every day's a mission. I went over the weekend. I went with my dad to a cafe, and this cafe was like along the coast of where I live. Man, it was awesome. And I was just thinking, like, imagine if I could like go to a cafe like that 3-4 times a week. Like, it's just like, for me, it's the small things. Like, I love cafes. To do work or talking to people or going with someone, I just love cafes. But just that idea in my head, like, that motivates me. That's like making me focused and driven. It's just that idea of being in nature more, and car rides as well. Like, I love to maximize every single part of my day. That fulfills me. If I like if I go to sleep later today and I know that every single minute has been spent somewhere positive, I go to sleep like happy, so happy, like fulfilled. And it's a good framework to use, actually. And I've started to use it a bit. I want to use it, I do forget, but whatever thing you have, like, I've got a presentation end of this week, but whatever like thing that's on your mind, just think, like, by the end of the day you'll be in bed sleeping anyway. Like, the day doesn't extend forever. Like, in our head, because of fear and anxiety, we feel like this like moment for 10 minutes, it spans outwards for like hours or years. But by the end of the day, just like every single day in your life, you will finish the day in your bed, sitting there thinking, that was a good day or that was a bad day. And so with that framework, you could go, right, we're literally going to be sleeping in 3 hours. So the temptations and urges and all these things that we have right now, that like, so earlier today, I'm editing this video, and my brain goes, oh, what happened on that Misfit series that KSI's doing? And it's like, this thought keeps going around. What happened? What was KSI? You know, just like the most stupidest thought. What was he wearing? Or it's like, what did he say? What Joel is fighting again? What? Like, this is the stuff that I used to really care about 2-3 years ago. I don't really, not much anymore. But you have these thoughts, and you have the decision in the moment to literally go, I'm not going to listen to that temptation, or I am going to listen to that temptation. And using the framework of, well, I'm going to go to bed later. Does the future Ben want me to literally know what KSI was wearing, or does he want me to finish my editing? And it's like, well, he obviously wants me to finish my editing. So with that framework, with that mindset, you can easily choose what sort of action you want to take. And that's extremely beneficial. I've been, I don't know how well you can hear me now. Like, when I have the mic, it'll be so much better. It would be so much better. I can't wait to get that mic. But, mate, what was I saying? I've been not quitting. I've been staying off caffeine, except from yesterday. I've been staying off caffeine, chocolate, and sweets. And I've also been improving my diet, eating eggs, staying away from bread, and unless it's in the evening. Eating more healthier foods. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't like I was unhealthy in the first place, but I would like eat my lunch and then I'd just eat a chocolate bar, and it'll just be a habit. Like, I wouldn't even enjoy it. I wouldn't even enjoy the chocolate bar. Like, you know, one of them, like the cheap chocolate, like a Time Out or something. Like, my mum would get them and just put them in a chocolate box, and like, it was just instinctual habit. Or I was bored, so I just ate chocolate. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I was just thinking, like, what the hell is that? What the hell is just eating a chocolate bar? You know what I mean? So I thought, I'm gonna cut that out completely. And when I do actually eat a chocolate bar, I'm gonna enjoy it way more. Like, yesterday, I was like craving the taste of a chocolate, and I didn't eat one. But when I try a chocolate now over Christmas, that's the next time I want to eat chocolate over Christmas, I'm gonna feel like so good, you know. So that's been nice. Yeah, so the target audience in my head for these types of videos are people who are on, I guess, their self-improvement journey as well, and I think I'm in the wrong lane here. Sorry, I'm trying to Right, I think this is the right lane. I may have to get out my Google Maps now. I hope this is still recording. Right, we are in the right lane. We're chilling. Okay. I forgot what I was saying now, man. Oh yeah, the target audience is for people who on their self-improvement journey as well, because they can get lonely, you know. So if I improve my skill a lot more, and I'm able to just talk about without like massive pauses in between, and actually give like valuable, good information, then I think this will be really useful. I think it can be really good. I actually think it'll be beneficial for me to just practice talking, because ultimately that is like a profession I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to become a YouTuber creator, so it would be beneficial for me to practice my talking and what I was saying, and being able to hold conversation. So I think lots of benefits can come from this. So obviously, bro, I'm Ben Jones. I'm always consistent with whatever I want to do, and this is something that I'm actually interested in. I really like the idea. So I hope this new mic comes soon, so we can definitely improve the audio, and we're just gonna see how it goes. We're gonna go with the flow, for sure. Stuck in traffic right now, man. I haven't got much more to say. A thing that I want to do more often is get morning sunlight. Like, I'm just looking over there now, right? I know you can't see it, but it's like the sun's coming up. It's a beautiful sunrise, man. And I wish I could just I wish I could just stand and just watch it. Obviously, if I'm home, I obviously want to be working, right? But just like for 10 minutes going for my morning walk, because you can just picture it now, and you're probably similar, but you wake up in the dark and you're working on your business or whatever. You go to work in the dark, you don't get sunlight, right? And then you're working in the day and you get home and it's dark. So you don't get the sunlight. And it's dangerous, because I can tell. Actually, I'm gonna open the window, you know. I can tell when I haven't had sunlight in my eyes. I'm just moody. It's a beautiful day today, you know. Beautiful day. Feeling good. We're feeling good. Like, could you imagine right now, right? I had like a really sad song on, and I was like getting really in my emotions and everything. You wouldn't be able to like appreciate the most simple thing, like that's a nice sunrise, because your brain's so fucked on something else. There's something so peaceful about just driving in silence, man. I don't know. I think it should be pushed more. I haven't listened to the radio in years, man. In years. So yeah, another idea I had was actually uploading these onto Spotify as well, which I think would be cool. When I get my new mic, people could like put it on their phone, and when they're driving to work and I'm driving to work, they can listen to me talking. Like, how cool would that be, right? In my head, that's sick. Yeah. What you realise doing stuff like this is that there's a real art in podcasting and talking for like long form, like Andrew Huberman, for example. Like, props to him, man. Because just sitting down and talking, it can get like very, very boring, very hard, very quickly, you know? And I'm an introvert as well, so for me, there's a certain amount of words in the day that I can say before I just like, I don't want to say any more words. This is really good practice for me. Really good practice for me. And also it like gets you quite into like quite a good flow state, you know, because you feel like you're talking to a friend or whatever. You like, it feels good. Sky is so beautiful, man. Stunning. I don't appreciate it enough. think I'm gonna end it here, you know. It's been a very enjoyable first episode. Hopefully I get that new mic soon and we can sort that out, because that's annoying me. But yeah, first one, see how long this goes, I have no idea. So always remember to be comfortable, and I'll see you soon. Take care.